I'm a Sixer fan. I cover the Phillies, cover the Sixers. I cover the NBA playoffs. I do card reveals. And if you're liking good vibes, consider subscribing to your boy. Taking this nature walk, talking about the NBA playoffs. And my question for the NBA world, if you're a sport fan, my question is, can the Timberwolves tie the series up against the Thunder? And also, are the Knicks done? Is the season over? Or the Pacers just going to just sweep them? It's over. Either a 5-game series or a 4-game series. Is it over? By the way, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's definitely going down over here. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Starting with the Timberwolves, when I think of the Timberwolves, right off the bat, the way they played yesterday was the way I wanted them to play from the very beginning. The way they played yesterday is how they need to continue to play to be the champions, to get through the Western Conference, beating the Thunder, and winning in the finals because they're capable of doing it. And of course, it all starts with Julius Randle and Ant-Man. But I did not know about Shannon Jr. The man came off the bench. In 13 minutes, this man had 15 points. Nas Reed had a good game. Walker had a good game. Dante DiVincenzo hit a couple of threes. The bench was on another level. But it started with the two best players. And the two best players, Ant-Man with the master plan and Julius Randle. Julius Randle, by far, changed up his whole game. Yes, he hit a couple of threes, but it started with him driving to the lane, posting up. Yes, Holmgren is like 7'2", whatever he is, right? And Julius Randle, I don't know how tall he is, but I know he's not a 7-footer. But at the same time, he has the weight, he has the strength that can overpower Holmgren, and I think he's just more athletic than Hartenstein. So I was just saying, Julius Randle, take him down low, drive past him, stop passing up the layups for an open three. I'd rather for you to take a contested layup than you pass that contested layup for an open three, especially if the Timberwolves are struggling from the three. So my whole point is Julius Randle was a definite key factor. Early on, he was balling, but the guy, the myth, the legend, Ant-Man with the master plan. Ant-Man by far took over the game from the first, when after the jump ball, it was a wrap. Ant-Man said, it's over. You know what I mean? Ant-Man took it upon himself to just like, I don't know, in every facet, every imagination, anything you could think of, he did in this game. From the defensive side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball, anything that, like everything that he needed to do to get this game, Ant-Man definitely did it. Anthony Edwards dominated the Thunder on both ends of the court. And that's why I think he's a top 3 player in the NBA right now, and the man's only 23 years old. Anthony Edwards, at one point, he was like, almost had the same amount of points as the Thunder in the first quarter. It was crazy. Ant-Man was making threes, driving to the lane. He's so smooth driving to the basket. He's just a good player all around. And then when you add Julius Randle to the situation, when you add the bench to the situation, and you got Rudy fighting for the boards, when you got Rudy doing what he's doing, it just brings another element. When you have Jaden McDaniels playing that elite defense, when you have, by the way, everybody in the building, if you haven't already, make sure you double tap, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. But Jaden McDaniels, who else in the starting lineup was really balling? Julius, Jaden, of course, Ant-Man, Rudy. When he was in the game, he was dominant on defense. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna give another big shout out to Rudy. It might not show up in the box score, but there was a lot of times when OKC would drive to the lane and he might not get the block, but he would alter a shot and they would brick it a layup that they usually make. But there was plenty of layups that SGA just missed, he usually makes, but it's because of Rudy dominating that paint on defense. So I got to give a lot of credit to Rudy. I'm really hard on Rudy because I feel like he needs to do more offensively, but he's just there right now to rebound the dang on ball and play elite defense at a high level. And this is just an honest perspective from a Sixer fan. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like button if you feeling the vibes. We're just talking about the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs so far has been very lit. And even though my Sixers are not in the playoffs, I'm enjoying this basketball. I'm enjoying the playoffs in general. And getting back to Rudy. But yeah, Rudy is just, he's playing with a lot of heart, man. He had a couple of steals. He was doing a lot of things, man. Doing a lot of good things. And they wouldn't have won that game without Rudy. And it's shocking for me to say something like that, because I'm really hard on Rudy, but he played really good. But it all starts with Julius Randle. It all starts with Ant-Man. And they did what they had to do. Now, can they tie the series up and win this next game in Minnesota? Now, that's the question. And I think the answer is yes. They definitely can tie this series up. The thing that I have to say is I need that same energy off the bench. I need that same drive, that same motivation. Whatever they had to unlock to get to where they were yesterday, they have to unlock it again, because the bench came through. And I love the coaching, how you unleashed Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. was such a big part of the win, because when they needed some buckets to stay afloat, to really blow the game away, Shannon Jr. came off the bench and gave him a much-needed instant offense. But not just that. Driving to the lane, going to the free throw line, doing all the little things. So Shannon Jr. for me was such a big factor off that bench that gave him a little bit more oomph. And what I mean by oomph is just a little bit more firepower. Like, yo, yeah, you got to look out for Naz Reid. You got to look out for Walker. You got to look out for Dante DiVincenzo. But guess what you got to else look out for? Shannon Jr. coming off the bench. Instant buckets. I ain't really know too much about Bull. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But he brought in some instant energy that I was not expecting, because I never really seen him. So watching him bring another element for the Timberwolves, and shout out to Sarah in the building. Yeah, Terrence Shannon Jr. was awesome. Awesome. And now this team looks a little bit deeper now. So now the coaching staff had to add more and give more opportunity, meaning giving more players the opportunity to show what they have. Because, like I said, OKC is such a deep team. They'll throw at you so many different players. And if you're only going to play 7 players, it's not enough, especially if your starting 5 isn't balling. So when you add another element off the bench that can get you instant buckets, it just helps your team win a lot easier. And I just love the way Naz Reid, let me give another shout out to him, because I like the way he played. Yes, he did make some threes, but I like the fact that he was driving to the lane as well. Dante DiVincenzo hit a couple of threes. Walker plays elite defense and he drives to the lane. I love Walker. Shannon isn't afraid to attack. Yes, and draw contact. Thank you. He's not scared to attack the rim. He's not scared of the contact. And if he goes to the free throw line, he gonna make it. He's a good free throw shooter. So it's not like, oh, I'm attacking the rim and I'm scared to go to the free throw line. Nah. You foul him, you send him to the free throw line. Shannon Jr. is going to make those free throws. So it all worked out. And big comeback against the Thunder during the regular season. Shannon Jr. was part. Yes, I'm glad that the coach gave him an opportunity, because they needed to change it up. They needed different energy. And hopefully he gets the same amount of minutes, or maybe even more. And I hope the bench can come through, because the Timberwolves bench, I'm not saying it's a better bench than the Thunder, but it's a debate. If they play like they played yesterday, their bench is on another level. And they have a chance to tie this series up. And I'm telling you right now, if they tie the series up in Game 4, two wins to 2 wins, right? For both teams going to Game 5, I have a feeling All the pressure's on OKC. Because if OKC does not win game 5 and Timberwolves win game 5, they'll be up 3-2. And then going back to Minnesota for game 6, I think Minnesota could beat the Thunder in 6 games. I know that sounds crazy because we still got to win. We got to tie the series up. It's a lot of work they have to do. But I'm feeling like, yo, they got to work on one game at a time. I can't go too far ahead. They got to win this next game. So I'm not really worrying about game 6, but there's a chance they could win this series in 6 games. Just my honest opinion. For everybody in the building, make sure you hit that like button. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to your boy. We're just talking about the NBA playoffs. Just a Sixer fan perspective, taking this nature walk. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are they're playing like they're not ready to go home. They're playing like, yeah. And the best player, and it's debatably in the NBA, top 3 player, Ant-Man, he started it all. Offensively, defensively, just the swagger, the smile, the face expressions when he's making a 3, when he's crossing up everybody, driving to the lane with the reverse layup. Nobody can guard Ant-Man. Not one player you can name, in my opinion, could slow Ant-Man down. And I'm going to tell you right now, Alex Caruso's a very good defender, even at his age. He can't stop Ant-Man. Not one player on the Thunder can stop Ant-Man. Not one player. The only player that could probably slow Ant-Man down is Ant-Man. Let's keep it real. The only player that can slow Ant-Man down is Ant-Man. Maybe Jaden McDaniels if he was on the Thunder, but he's on the Timberwolves. So, nah, this is a perfect storm, and I hope that those 2 losses woke them up, and I think it did. And I think this win shows you that the Timberwolves do have the talent. But the biggest factor for me, besides the bench, is Julius freaking Randle. Julius Randle, I was saying he has to score 20 to 25 points, 20 to 30 points. And I said he got to drive to the lane. Julius Randle was doing that. And I'm not saying he was listening to little old me, but somebody must have gotten in his head and said, yo, Holmgren don't got no weight on him. And Hartenstein is not faster than you. Either drive past him, go for the layup, or post him up and do a turnaround midi. And that's what he was doing all game. And then when he started making those, he got hot. Started hitting 3s. So it's like Julius Randle just made this team so much better when he's giving you 20-plus points a game. It's very hard to beat the Timberwolves when you have Ant-Man doing what he's doing, you got Julius doing what he's doing, and then you got the bench doing what they're doing. It's very hard. But they got to keep it up. It's not over. They got to tie the series up. OKC is going to look to bounce back in a big way. You know, SGA, the MVP of the regular season, is going to look to really establish himself early on in game 4, and you got to look out for that. But you have to match their intensity. Whatever they bring, you bring more. They dive on the floor, you dive on the floor. They box out and get rebounds, you box out and get rebounds. But do it at a higher level. Do it at a level that they can't match. And that's what the Timberwolves did in Game 3, and that's what they're going to have to do for Game 4. Now, getting to the Knicks and the Pacers. The Knicks and the Pacers. Are the Knicks done? My honest opinion, it really technically ain't done until the team wins 4 games. But in my opinion, the Knicks lost the series in Game 1 of the series. They choked in the 4th quarter and lost in overtime. And then they lost again at home in a close game, but they still lost. Now you're going to Indiana. I don't think they have a chance. And if they do win, dang, I'm proven wrong. But I think the Pacers are going to handle business. I don't care what the Knicks are going to do throughout the game. I just feel like they don't have it at the end because Towns is not consistent. If Towns dominates like he can, and I said this time and time again, because I feel like Towns is one of the best players in the NBA. You know what I mean? One of the most talented centers in the NBA. But his head is not in the game consistently. If Towns can get you between 25 and 30 points and get you 10 boards and play defense, the Knicks have a chance. The problem is Towns isn't consistent. This is why we traded Towns. Right. Towns is not consistent. He's such a gifted athlete, but he's not consistent. Jalen Brunson, he does his thing, whatever. I understand. I'm not hating on Jalen. He's a good player. Mikal Bridges, okay. Josh Hart got to step his game up. I don't know what's going on with Josh Hart. Josh Hart ain't playing in this series. I don't know what's going on with Josh Hart. He's struggling. He's struggling big time. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Knicks. But if they lose tonight, I might be live. I'm not sure if I will be live. But if they do lose tonight, the series is over. And I'm a Sixer fan giving you my honest perspective. I'm not trying to come at the Knicks. I'm just keeping it real. Like, I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care who really wins that series. I mean, I kind of want the Pacers to win. I don't really want the Knicks to win, but I respect the Knicks' talent. But the problem is, do they have the mindset? And it really starts with Towns. Towns, I don't think people realize how good Towns is. And I think this is why, like Sarah said, what's going on, Trent? And by the way, everybody in the building, make sure you double tap, hit the like button, consider subscribing. I cover the Sixers, the Phillies, NBA playoffs, MLB playoffs, and card reveals as well. So if you like good vibes, consider subscribing. But yeah, we just talking about the NBA playoffs. So Towns, I don't think people realize how good Towns is. The problem is he just gets in his head too much. And this is why the Timberwolves traded for Julius Randle. And yes, I'm not going to sit here and cap. Julius Randle, offensively, does not have more in his bag than Towns. But people mistake having a lot in their bag means that they're technically better, kind of, sort of. But at the same time, I'd rather take a player that doesn't have too much offensively in his bag that can get the job done at the same level as someone that does have a lot of stuff in their bag. Like, Towns can score in any way he wanted to. He could shoot over top of you. He could post you up. He could shoot the three. He could shoot the midi. He could beat you off the dribble and drive to the lane against another center. He is very gifted, and he's very good on defense when he wants to be. The problem with Towns is he doesn't have it mentally sometimes. Like, he forgets that he's playing in the playoffs. It's like he doesn't have the it factor. He's the type of player, if his team is winning and he's making a lot of shots, he's all in the game. But when his team is losing and the ball's not going his way, he seems to, like, disappear. He seems to not care as much as he should. And I think it's a mindset thing. I don't think it's the talent. And but if he was to unleash that mindset, meaning, yo, I'm about to take over this game, every single game, bro, you know how good the Knicks will really be? Because listen, they say Jalen Brunson's the best player on the team, and people are going to disagree with me. I think the best player is Towns. Just my opinion. But the problem is Towns he's in his head too much. And I like Towns. I like Towns a lot. I like Jalen Brunson a lot. And then another thing, OG Anunoby, he's playing really good. Mikal Bridges is playing solid. But it really is Towns and Hart. Those are the two players that got to really ball out. If they don't ball out, they're taking an L. Oh, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Like, I feel like, and going back to Randle, I'm not trying to disrespect Randle, but he don't got the same stuff that Towns got offensively. But what he does do is more consistent, in my opinion, than what Towns can do offensively, because Towns ain't consistent. And I feel like Julius Randle brings more enthusiasm. He brings more drive. He has a higher motor. He actually tries to play defense all the time. Even if the ball's not going to him, he doesn't disappear. He's still trying to play some defense. So that's why I like Julius. And when they made the initial trade, I said that was a good trade. I said, yo, people sleeping on Julius and people sleeping on Dante DiVincenzo. And I think they also got a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it was a good trade for both teams. But I think the Timberwolves could still get to the finals if they tie it up in Game 4. And the Knicks are going home if they lose. If the Knicks lose Game 3 tonight, it's over. Because the Knicks ain't winning 4 straight games. It's not happening. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Knicks is going home. With all that talent, they going home. Because certain players ain't stepping up consistently. And that's what Sarah said. The reason why they got rid of Towns, because of his mindset, his motor. Like, some players got a high motor and some players don't. We have the Pistons first round pick. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So y'all got a first round pick, Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. And look, if you want to say Towns is better than Julius Randle, okay. But he's not better than Dante and Julius put together plus a first round pick, in my opinion. And I like Towns. I like Towns a lot. But Towns doesn't bring it consistently. And that's why the Knicks are in the position they're in. Game 1, they just choked. Game 2, Towns did not bring it. Towns did not bring it. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. Listen, Towns should average it. Towns should be destroying Miles Turner. Nobody on the Pacers should be able to guard Anthony Towns. Maybe I'm giving too much respect to Towns, but I don't think I am. I think Towns honestly is a top 3 center in the NBA. You know what I mean? That's just my honest opinion. And I just feel like Miles Turner, he's a good center, but come on, Towns. Towns can easily average 25 to 30, easily, in his sleep. In his sleep. Because he got so much in his bag offensively. And he's a good defender when he wants to be. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of one of my favorite players as a Sixer fan, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is so gifted offensively, but sometimes he gets in his head. And he'll start turning the ball over. And I'm just keeping it real. But the one thing I will say about Joel is, even if his offense ain't all that, most of the time his defense is still very good. You know what I mean? But he reminds me of Joel. Super gifted offensively, but his mindset ain't in the game. And that's why I'm not saying the NBA has definitely converted to like, oh, the centers shouldn't be the best player on the team, because that's cap. Because I feel like Jokic is a center, Victor Wembanyama is a center, and they're the best 2 players on their team. But I will say you need a certain type of center to be the best player on your team. This is not the days of Kareem. This is not the days of Shaq. This is not the days of Tim Duncan. So they're more leaning towards wings and guards, but I still feel like the centers are just a little bit different than they were back in the day. Because I think Victor Wembanyama is a very, very, very good player. And I think that Jokic is a great player. You know what I mean? So, and they're the best. But Towns, he can't be the best player on your team to win a championship. Joel Embiid, as a Sixer fan, as much as I love Joel Embiid, he can't be the best player on your team to win a championship, because Joel Embiid's always hurt. Brunson has proven that size matters. He's too small. That's why AI was so much better. Well, AI, I feel like AI is better, but the reason why AI for me is better is he did a lot with less. And I'm not trying to come at Aaron McKee. I'm not trying to come at Eric Snow. I'm not trying to come at Dikembe Mutombo, RIP to Dikembe Mutombo. I'm not trying to come at Roger Bell. I'm not trying to come at Theo Ratliff. I'm just saying, bro, like, if AI had the talent that Jalen Brunson has, bro, it'll be championship after championship, bro. I'm just keeping it real. AI worked with what he had, but at the same time, he didn't have enough. And then he got Chris Webber later in his career. And B size helps, and he can play. It's the injuries. Yeah, I think he's a better overall player than Towns. But the problem with Joel is what you said, the last thing you said. When it comes to Joel Embiid, his injuries mess him up. Like, the injuries mess up Joel. Joel Embiid is unguardable when he's healthy. The problem is the man ain't never healthy. That's the problem. The problem I have with centers these days is they don't take advantage. Right. And Sarah, they try to say I'm too old school when I say that. They always come at me, oh, it's modern day basketball. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind a center shooting a three once in a while. But if you're shooting a three every single time thinking you Steph Curry, that means you got something going on, something wrong. Because if you're 7 feet, who can really stop you down low if you're gifted enough? Take advantage of your size, post up, even if you got to do a spin around midi or whatever, turn around midi. Do a hook shot. Because I always say this, and I truly believe this, y'all. I would choose a team that's very, very good, just making more high efficient shots, like making twos, than somebody that's just chucking up threes. Because chucking up threes, I don't care how good your team is shooting a three. If the other team is very good at perimeter defense, I would choose the other team over a team that shoots threes all dang on game. Because if you're not making those threes, guess what? You're not winning that game. You're not winning that game at all. And if you don't make enough of them, guess what? You're not winning the game. And the centers, like, for instance, I cheer against Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid is shooting a three and he makes it, I said, all right. If he shoots another one and he makes it, I said, nope, I'm cheering against him. Because once he makes 2 threes in a game, he going to think he's Steph Curry. And once he thinks he's Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, this man going to keep chucking up threes. He going to forget he's 7'2". He going to literally forget that he's 7'2", bro. Shaq took advantage. Shaq just couldn't hit free. Yeah, he needed to work on that. But besides even him, let's go a little bit. Let's go my guy, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, yes, he would hit occasional three. But it wasn't like he didn't do it a lot, though. You know what I mean? Tim Duncan would have hit occasional threes, but he would post you up, and he would hit you with the midi off of the backboard. He'll hit you with the midi off the backboard. Nowadays, these centers, some of them, not all of them, they just be chucking up threes. Like, they think they Dirk Nowitzki. Like, I don't know what's going on, bro. They think they Rasheed Wallace. I don't know what's going on. But even Kevin Garnett would hit threes occasionally. But he wasn't just chucking up threes all game. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Garnett's one of my favorite players of all time. KG. He was not shooting threes all dang on game, bro. Occasional, he would. Other than that, guess where KG's going to be at? On the block. Posting you up. And then you said, so Shaq, yeah, he came a liability, but that liability didn't really matter because he was so dominant. He was so dominant, it didn't even matter, bro. That's why he got 4 championships. He could have did a lot better. If he would have made his free throws, it would have been game over. And that's his biggest thing. He didn't work on his free throws like he should have. If I was Shaquille O'Neal, In his prime, I would have called up, who's the greatest? I don't know. I would have called up Steve Nash. I don't care. Whoever's a good free throw shooter. Hey, listen, bro. I'll pay you $1 million to teach me how to shoot a dang on free throw, bro. If Shaq could have hit his free throws, he would have been the greatest player of all time, bro. There would be nobody to match him. He would have had all the scoring titles. He would have had every record, bro, because he missed a lot of free throws. He would have averaged at least 40 to 50 points a game. That's how dominant Shaq was. He just couldn't hit his dang on free throws, and that's kind of threw off the Lakers. But regardless of that, they still won 3 championships. Him and Kobe won 3. You know what I mean? So regardless of him missing all those free throws, Shaq was still dominant. That shows how gifted he was. By the way, everybody in the building, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Double tap the screen. We talk about the NBA playoffs. We kind of just ranting about the NBA, and centers are kind of like they're hybrid centers. It's kind of like the point guards. Like there's no traditional point guard. It's like a hybrid point guard, meaning the traditional point guard back then will facilitate the basketball, right? They will facilitate the basketball before they will want to score. Now it's like they're like a Westbrook type or a Derrick Rose type. They'll like score. Yes, they can pass, but they're a hybrid, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I think Ant-Man's a hybrid as well. I think Ant-Man is definitely a hybrid. He could play the 1 or the 2. There's no traditional point guards. I think the last traditional point guard that was more of like I'm a pass first. Well, Tyrese Halliburton, you could probably say he's in there. Chris Paul. But that's about it. But that goes to show that the game is evolving. But the center position shouldn't evolve to the point where if you're 7'2", you should not be shooting freaking threes all dang on game. It's like, come on. It's almost like you're being lazy. Oh, I don't want to post up because I have another grown man that's 7 feet. I don't want to post him up because he might I might get tired too quick. So I'm just gonna shoot this 3. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I like the traditional centers when they would post up. They would post up. KG hit his shots. Yeah. KG did. Rudy scored and he scored for the free throw. Yeah, Rudy was balling. If ever wins a championship, will he overtake K? Oh, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Sarah. Yeah, because he got the job done. He got the job done. I'm a KG guy. I'm an Ant-Man guy. Y'all know how I feel about Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is. I put him up there in the same category with SGA, Jokic. I put him up there. I put Ant-Man with them. I got Ant-Man as top 3 player. Top 3 player in the NBA. People gonna say, oh, he's not better than this guy. Listen, I'm just giving you my opinion. Because Ant-Man plays defense at a very elite level. They talk about his offense because he could get buckets and it looks so crazy because he be crossing up everybody, driving to the rim, making it look easy. So everybody just talks about his offense. But Ant-Man's defense, bro, is so elite for his size. Imagine if this man was 6'8", 6'9". Oh my goodness. It would be a wrap. I don't know how tall Ant-Man is, but I know he ain't no 6'9" or 6'8". And he's so dominant on defense. And he can pass the ball. But it's just like, and he has that it factor because he talks trash to the opponent and he backs it up most of the time. He's not scared of the smoke. See, there's certain players that are scared of the smoke. He's not scared of the smoke. Whatever the opponent gives to him, he's gonna give it right back. He's gonna be like, okay, I got you. I'm gonna get you back. Oh, you did that? Okay, I'm gonna get you back. And that's why I like Ant-Man. I got him as a top 3 player. But I got him above, I don't know, because I don't know. I think it's neck and neck because even though KG didn't win it in Minnesota, he did win a championship with the Celtics. And I don't want to knock because if you go career to career, KG, because he had a long career and Ant-Man just got in the NBA a few years ago. KG's career is by far better than Ant-Man's career, even if Ant-Man wins a championship. But I know it sounds. I understand he's younger. He won a championship when he's younger. He can do more. We'll see. But I'm not putting Ant-Man above KG yet. Maybe I'm just like, cause I'm a big KG guy. But I just think KG, since he won the championship later in his career with the Celtics, and he was a big part of winning, you know what I mean? I can't necessarily put Ant-Man above him. Maybe in Minnesota, I don't know. I don't know how Minnesota like fans will feel. They probably will put Ant-Man above KG because Ant-Man didn't win in Minnesota. But if it was the other way around, say the Timberwolves won the championship with KG, with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo, I think you would still have to put KG above Ant-Man. But since KG won it in Boston, I think it's kind of like, all right, well, he didn't win it with Minnesota, so I got to put Ant-Man above KG. But I personally, it's hard for me because I'm a big KG guy. I love Tim Duncan. I love KG. I think they're two of the best players that don't get as much credit as they deserve, especially Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan gets no love. I don't know what it is. When the Spurs drafted Tim Duncan, he won 5 championships. Like, it don't make sense how people don't put him as one of the greatest players of all time. Like, he in my top 5. Or at least top 6. You know what I mean? People forget. Tim Duncan, yeah. He had Robinson. He had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. He had a great coach. He had a deep team. And they always compare Kobe to Tim. I would debate anybody that Kobe had more talent. Kobe had more talent than Tim Duncan on his team. And Tim Duncan, don't forget, they both in the Western Conference. And Tim Duncan still had a dynasty with a Shaquille O'Neal in the Western Conference, with a Kobe Bryant in the Western Conference. It didn't matter. Tim Duncan was beating everybody. He was beating absolutely everybody. Didn't matter. And it's 6'5", I think. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's not 6'8", 6'9". It's the Timberwolves' fault. They didn't, yeah. Here still. Yeah, I love KG. I think KG will always be loved. I'm a big KG guy. I've never seen a player play with so much passion like KG. KG was another level, man. And that's why Ant-Man is so loved now. Because Ant-Man plays with the same amount of passion as KG. We knew it was Timberwolves' fault for not... Yeah, fans here want KG's number. Yeah, they should retire KG's number. I think he, by far, the greatest player right now in Minnesota Timberwolves history. But I think it's... But if Ant-Man can win this championship, it's going to be a debate. I'm not going to sit here and lie because Ant-Man has so much more time. His career has just began. The man's only 23 years old, and he got his team to the Western Conference Finals twice in a row. That's hard to do, man. Like that's very hard to do. That's rare. And he's the face of the team. Honestly, Ant-Man might be the face of the NBA if he wins the championship this year. Listen, I'm being real. If he wins the championship this year, the long ways to go. You still got to beat the Thunder. You got to beat the Pacers out of the East because I think the Pacers beating the Knicks. Long way to go. But still, if they happen to do it, Ant-Man will be the face of the NBA. Just my opinion. And I ask people, who's better than Ant-Man right now? Can you name 5 players better than Ant-Man? Because I could debate any player. Only players that I'll be like, all right, you got me there. I said it. Jokic and SGA. SGA struggled yesterday. I'm not going to say he's not. But it's a debate. It's a debate. Regardless, it's a debate. I think that you could debate either or. But I got Jokic as the better player right now. I don't think. I know it's a different position and all that. But there's not many players better than Ant-Man. Luka is not better than Ant-Man. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how gifted Luka is offensively. Luka can't guard my grandpa. Luka cannot guard my grandpa. Ant-Man had Right. On like, yeah, I feel you, Sarah. Ray Allen would have played in Minnesota with KG. They have won a champion. Yeah, like I said, if KG would have got like a Ray Allen, would have got Rondo, would have had a Paul Pierce come to Minnesota, I think KG would be the best. He's the best right now, but even if Ant-Man did win a championship, and by the way, everybody in the building, make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I cover the Sixers, I cover the Phillies, I cover the NBA playoffs. And if you like good vibes, consider subscribing. But double tap the screen, make sure you hit that like button. Ant-Man, don't flop and get whistles. Man, he don't really flop. He do complain. I think every superstar complains though. And look, he has a right. He be getting hacked. There's some calls that's not being called. And I look at it like this. I know the flopping does suck, and I understand people got their point, and I agree. I agree. Some of these players overreact when they get hit. I understand that. I'm not saying that they don't overreact. That's not what I'm saying. But it's part of the game, unfortunately. And if the ref is going to be stupid enough, and I'm not calling the refs literally stupid, but if they're not going to be smart enough to be like, oh, that's just a flop, shoot, you might as well do it. Everybody else doing it. Most of every superstar in the game's doing it. From Jokic be flopping. Victor Wembanyama be flopping. SGA be flopping. Luka, oh my goodness, he be flopping. Jalen Brunson, he be flopping. Every star flops. But I will agree, I don't see Ant-Man flopping. But he does complain, which I'm not mad at him doing that. I would too. Michael Jordan would complain. Everybody complain, but the flopping, I get where y'all coming from. The flopping is crazy. And this is why I say, and shout out to my guy Jonas, I said, after the career of some of these NBA players, some of them should go into acting school. Timberwolves in Game 6, but I'm afraid it might go back to Thunder. No. Hey, listen. If we get into... No, we're not doing that, Jonas. Hey, listen, bro. If we get into a Game 6, it's over. We're not going back to OKC, bro. Hey, listen. If we get it back, listen. If we get it to a Game 6, bro, we finishing it in Game 6, bro. We're not going to Game 7. Nope. Hey, listen. I'm a LeBron James guy, but that's not my hero. Only one is my hero is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I don't know what you're talking about when you say that. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is my only hero, the only person I look up to. Just to keep it real with you. But I like James. I love LeBron James. He's a great player. He flops a lot as well. That's been going on for years, since the 70s. All that flopping been like that to draw foul. Yeah. It's strategy. I'm not mad, but there are players that overly do it. So, like, there's players that be like, oh, they get touched, a little finger. They fall on the ground. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you really got to flop that hard, bro? Like, they be flopping like, oh, he hit me. And it'll be like the smallest little poke. Oh. I don't like LeBron one bit. Mike, you have officially been kicked out of the Sixers club. Yo, if I was a Timberwolves fan, nah. I just like a lot of players on the Timberwolves, man. I know a little tiny bit about basketball, man. I like good players, bro. I knew Ant-Man was that dude, bro. Like, I knew he was that bull. And as I'm watching the Timberwolves, I'm gaining more and more respect for the role players and how they all work to win. So, I mean, I'm not a Timberwolves fan, but I respect great basketball. That's one thing about me. I like great players. All the way going back to KG. KG will always be like one of my favorite players of all time. Anybody that says KG is not good, you just don't know basketball. Listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But if you ever watch KG and you say with a straight face that KG was never a good player, you don't know basketball. It is what it is. Anybody that knows basketball knows KG is one of the greatest power forwards / centers that ever played in the NBA. So, what a great, oh yeah, it was also Mary. Draymond Green does it a lot, yup. Mary! Sarah said, we welcome you to the bed. I will be covering the Timberwolves on the other channel when the Sixers are not playing on my other channel. And I'll try to cover them as much as I can. I'll give you like shorts and quick updates on them. And if they make a trade and all that, I will cover them on the other channel. But it's fun to watch. I know it's a little windy out here. It's fun to watch. I'm a basketball fan, man. Like, I love basketball, man. Like, basketball debatably has the most athletic athletes. Debatably. I'm not saying they are the most athletic, but debatably the most athletic athletes in the world play in the NBA. I think it's neck and neck, probably with football and basketball, maybe. You could probably put, yeah, football and basketball. Obviously, football is more physical. You got to be stronger. But basketball, yeah, you got to be strong, but you got to be athletic. You got to be able to jump. You got to be able to jump. You got to be able to move. To run up and down the court to play defense and offense. See, football, you're only playing one side of the ball. Not taking nothing from football, but like football, you're only playing one side of the ball. You have to master that one side. The only player that's trying to change that narrative is Travis Hunter, which listen, I hope the best for Travis Hunter. But I don't know if he can, listen, I'm not doubting him, but football's too hard of a sport to play both sides of the dang on ball. It's too physical. That's why they can't play both sides of the ball. Basketball is not as physical like football. So you could play both sides of the ball. But I hope Travis Hunter could do it. But it's more of a chance of you getting hurt if you're playing both sides. I don't know. If basketball players took to the football players. Oh, no, yeah. They would not last in the NFL. Yeah, basketball players couldn't last in the NFL. But you could switch it around. And you could put football players, yeah, some of them might be all right, but they're not going to be to beat NBA players. So it goes to every sport got their thing. Just like basketball players want to be able to play in NHL, football players wouldn't be able to play in the NHL probably, or baseball. You know, it's a lot of running in all these sports. I'm not sure what sport runs the most. I don't know if it's soccer or is it basketball? Is it football? The league is investigating the Timberwolves and OKC game. Oh, for what? Oh yeah, because of the beatdown. The Timberwolves by far beat the brakes off of OKC. Oh, Ohtani? Yeah. Very good hitter. Was a very good pitcher. I don't know if he's pitching anymore. Very good player. Baseball, I think it's a little bit more laid-back sport when it comes to running. I don't think you have to run as much as the other sports, but you still got to be super athletic, especially if you're an outfielder. Like if you're an outfielder, like a center fielder or a right fielder or a left fielder, you got to be able to track the ball down. You got to be able to make that catch, you know. Nah, I never heard of him. What's going on, Jonas? I never heard of him. Tell me about him, bro. Tell me about him. But real talk, though, man, like, every sport I don't like really comparing sports to sports. And I don't knock anybody for liking any sport, because every sport got their stuff. Like, I like watching tennis. People probably don't like tennis. I like watching whatchamacallit? Another underrated sport is bowling. I think bowling is an underrated sport. I think volleyball is an underrated sport. It's a lot of good sports out there, man. It's just the big three that get covered the most, of course, is football, American football, basketball, and of course baseball. But there's a lot of sports out there. I'm a big boxing fan too. Like a lot of good sports. I love MMA. I watched a lot of MMA, especially back a few years ago. Oh, I never heard of that. Jonas. Also, the Minnesota Timberwolves might be part of the experiment to be part of the small market NBA, so they might be out of the league. Nah, it ain't happening. Eagle fans are the best. Oh, gosh. Man, I don't know. Listen, I don't even have any comments about that. I love watching volleyball during the Olympics. Hey, I like volleyball. I think volleyball is a very good sport. I love tennis, though, man. Like, I love tennis. Tennis don't get the shine like they don't get the shine, man, like they used to. And I'm talking about men's and women tennis. Volleyball, they really don't promote volleyball. Hockey is not really promoted as like they should promote it. Because like I said, the three sports dominate is baseball, you know, basketball, and football. You know what I mean? Oh, she go fit. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, they did a lot. They ain't never won a Super Bowl. But I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to get our first Super Bowl, bro. Like, hey, listen, I'm down there. We win a Super Bowl, I'm down there. And especially if we have home field. Like, listen, say we have home field throughout until the Super Bowl, bro. I'm flying down there. I'm down there. I'm celebrating. Mike, are we about to see two gentlemen? Nah. I think that a helicopter. I think the Knicks will lose. I think the Knicks are going down. But I honestly feel like the Timberwolves can win Game 4. If they win Game 4, it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series, obviously. 6 or 7 game series. I think it's going to be over in 6, Timberwolves, if they can win this Game 4. I hope I'm right, but then again, my bull had a good point. It can honestly go to Game 7. It can honestly go to Game 7. Shout out to A in the building. Easy T.Y. said, save your money. Man, if the Vikings ever listen, if they win a Super Bowl this year, man, I'm down. I'm gonna move to Minnesota for about a year. I'm living in Minnesota for about a year, man. I'm out. I'm living in Minnesota for like a year. It's like nah. But yeah, what a wonderful time that would be. What a wonderful time that would be. And the Vikings are so close too, in my opinion. So we got a chance. He said, "Don't worry about that." Why you hating? Why you hating, Ty? Why you hating on the squad, bro? Don't be a hater, bro. Hey, don't be a hater, bro. Listen, don't be a hater, bro. I don't see no deers out here. The deers is, you know what I mean? Ain't no deers. Nah, we are close, bro. We definitely close, bro. He said the only thing you're going to have to adapt to is the cold weather because it gets minus degrees down here. You know what's crazy? Like, when I was in the military, where I was stationed at, one of my duty stations I was stationed at was negative something degrees outside a lot of the times, bro. So I'm not gonna say I'm used to it, but like, um, Alaska will do their cold weather training where I was stationed at. And you know how cold it is in Alaska. So if Alaska's going to my duty station to do their cold weather training, that goes to show you how cold it was where I was stationed at one of my duty stations. So I don't really mind the cold. It will affect my family more than anything. Like I could get used to the cold. Like I get used to that, but it's my family that will have to adapt to it. That's why I couldn't live there for a year. I'll be there for just a week, go to the parade, and bring my behind back home. Four season people, even codes come. Yeah. Sorry for what TY. That dad is going to carve up. Hey, listen, I can't wait. Hey, listen. TY talking all that craziness about his Eagles, and watch his Eagles not even be good this year. Watch his Eagles not be good this year. Talking all that trash, and his Eagles mess around not be good. But you know those Minnesota Vikings gonna be all that. You know those Minnesota Vikings gonna be all that. TY just like hating. He like hating on the squad because he wants to be part of the purple and gold. TY, don't forget, when your Eagles was losing, you was saying, what did you say? Can I be part of the bandwagon? But I wouldn't let you be on the bandwagon because I know what type of fan you be. You be hopping bandwagon to bandwagon. Once your team starts losing, you hop on another bandwagon. We don't want those type of fans in Minnesota, man. We want the die-hard Minnesota Viking fans in Minnesota. We don't want dudes that hop off the bandwagon. It's hard to be a Minnesota Viking fan. If you can't take a little bit of pain or a lot of pain, you can't be a Viking fan. I'm keeping it real. They want Daniels to be bad, but I don't think he's gonna. That man's a superstar. I'm a hater. TY just admitted to being a Packers fan. gotta make sure I look at the ground because you know these dogs be pooping on the dang on ground. I think the Vikings fans should become New York. Never. T.Y. said he bleed green. What color is a Packers? Oh, all right, yeah. He might be a Packers fan. Oh yeah, I hope them Eagles lose, man. Listen, man. All jokes aside, man. The Eagles was coming to Minnesota, Minneapolis, and guess what? We beating the brakes off of the Eagles, man. Get your popcorn ready. Get your lemon pepper wings ready. It's going down. Get your garlic Parmesan wings ready. The Eagles don't got no chance, man. The Vikings have history, and then hey, Tom, I don't even want to think about it, bro. We're going to win it this year. We win the Super Bowl 60, bro. Hey, T.Y., don't be mad. Be glad. Peace out, T.Y. Big task with you. Season tickets to... I would turn it down because I don't want to go to no Giants games. I don't want to go to no Giants games. The only game I'll go to is them going against the Vikings. Beating the She-Eagles twice this season at their stadium. Y'all don't stand a chance against my boy. Oh, gosh. Tune-in Sports, come on, man. Dang, man. You come on late on the live stream talking crazy. Talking crazy about some dang on Cowboys, man. I got the Cowboys over the Eagles, though. I'll tell you that. I got everybody over the Eagles besides the Giants. I got everybody over the Eagles besides the Giants. Yeah, I know. We gonna win it all this year, though, Tom. We ain't worried about none of that you talking about, bro. Hey, George Pickens, I ain't worried about none of that, bro. CD Lamb, I ain't worried about none of that you talking about, bro. I see you, Jonas. When is the last time the Vikings beat the Eagles? We gonna beat them this year. We ain't worried about the past, bro. We worried about this year coming up, bro. Hey, listen, hey, you talking about the past, bro. We ain't worried about that. That's in the past, bro. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is J.J. McCarthy. You ain't never go against J.J. McCarthy. So we gonna beat the brakes off of y'all. We gonna beat the brakes off of the Cowboys. We gonna beat the brakes off of the Giants, the Commanders, the Packers, the Bears, the Lions. Any team we go against, we beating the brakes off of them. Letting y'all know that right now. But yeah, man. Hey, listen, it is what it is, though. He might be unproven, but he about to show y'all. That's an advantage that we have over y'all because y'all don't know what he going to do. And when he beat the brakes off of y'all, y'all ain't going to know what to do. Cowboys are never an issue. Mike, we beating the Vikings to the ground. Hey, listen, Jonas. Hey, listen, bruh. Eddie hit me with the talk that talk. He hit me with the talk that talk. Oh, my gosh. All right, hold on. Will J.J. McCarthy change his name to LL? Hey, listen. Big task. I'm letting you know this right now, bro. Hey, listen, bro. I'm letting you know this right now. I'm speaking to Big Task. Your Giants are going to suck next year. I don't care that you got Russell. Y'all gonna suck. I think y'all draft. Who y'all draft? Who did y'all draft? I forgot. Who y'all draft? I forgot who y'all drafted. But y'all still gonna suck. Y'all don't deserve to win because y'all let Saquon Barkley go and Saquon Darn won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. I blame y'all. I blame y'all for letting the Eagles get Saquon because y'all should have gave him the money he should have got, and y'all should have just paid that man. Pay that man. Y'all gonna let him go to the dang on Eagles, so y'all get whatever y'all deserve. And now I gotta suffer longer because the Eagles keep winning dang on Super Bowls. I'm tired of seeing them win, and I'm blaming y'all. I'm blaming the dang on Giants. Y'all should have kept Saquon, and y'all didn't. Now look. Now the Eagles got 2 Super Bowls because of y'all. Because of y'all, I blame the Giants. Yup, I blame the Giants. So y'all gonna be last in y'all division for the next 10 years because y'all gonna let Saquon Barkley go. Yeah, man, they let Saquon go. Jerry and company might make a move on Jalen. Oh, I like Jalen. The Giants drafted the future of the league. We gonna see. I'm not sleeping on them. We gonna see. The Giants will be cursed for the rest. The Giants have a dumb owner named. Dang, but y'all let Saquon go, and he was off by like $2 million. If the rumors are true, like y'all not gonna sacrifice $2 million to keep debatably the greatest running back in y'all history, and y'all gonna let him go, and then he leaves y'all and signs with the dang on Eagles and wins the Super Bowl. That's some bull crap. I blame y'all. Y'all really do get all the blame. Y'all get all the blame for that. Listen, I blame them, bro. Hey, listen. The GM. Hey, listen. All the teammates. They should have said, yo, keep Saquon in the building. He our best player. Keep him in the building. Now what y'all gonna do? Who's y'all best running back right now? Who's y'all running back? And you know what makes it worse? Saquon, it's a little windy right now. Saquon is probably the best running back in the game. I don't even think probably. He is the best running back in the game. And y'all let him go. Y'all let him go. The GM don't make no sense. The teammates should have said, yo, hey, we need to keep Saquon on the team. Nope, they didn't want to. Odell. But Odell Beckham, in my opinion, I like Odell when he was like running in his prime, making a lot of nice catches. But I think Saquon, I got Saquon over Odell Beckham any day. I got so much more respect for Saquon. Saquon is just, some of the things he was doing with the Giants, I said, oh my goodness. I know Odell was making a lot of great catches. He was very, very good. But he was a headache, though, too. And Saquon didn't give you that type of stuff. Like Saquon was a headache, and he was still dominant. He was getting hurt, though. How about the Phillies? The Phillies won yesterday. Yup, last night. They have the best record in baseball. Yup, they have the best record in baseball. And I think they need to still go for a relief pitcher, but they're doing pretty darn good. You like him over Derrick Henry? Yes, I like. It's really close, but I think Saquon has more explosiveness that he can beat you for a touch. Like if he gets in the second level, that's a touchdown because he's very, very fast. Derrick Henry, he's a more of a downhill runner. That he'll run you over, but he's not like a breakaway speed type running back. But he can get you touchdowns. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he's not fast, but I think there's levels of the game. I think Saquon has that breakaway speed like Adrian Peterson in his prime. So I think Saquon's more of a threat. He beats one tackle. He can mess around and get a touchdown. But they're both of them are very good running backs, in my opinion. Because they didn't want to fix the offensive line in the Giants, so Barkley was getting hurt because, yeah, I got you, but still, fix the offensive line. Like, copy the team that's in your division. The best team in the division is the Eagles. Copy the Eagles. Copy the Eagles. Saquon is the best running back in the league. And the New York Giants let him go and gave. It's crazy. Odell got his ring. Odell and Barkley got their ring after leaving the Giants. Yeah, true. But if I was going to keep one of them, I would choose Barkley over Odell because I think Barkley wasn't. He was more of a team player, and I'm not saying Odell wasn't a team player, but it was a lot of weird stuff. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of stuff going on, and if I was an owner, I would if I had to choose between the two, I'm choosing Saquon. I'm choosing Saquon because I think Saquon can help your quarterback more than your wide receiver at that point. Because especially, but the problem is they don't have an offensive line, so that kind of hurts the running back as well. But I'm keeping Saquon over Odell. But it's crazy. You let Odell and Barkley go, and they both win a dang on Super Bowl. It's crazy work, man. I guarantee you, Eli Manning, if he was the quarterback, I guarantee he'll pick not Odell. He'll pick Saquon. I guarantee he'll pick Saquon. But y'all, I'm getting off, man. This was a really cool live. I wasn't even expecting to be this live this long. But shout out to each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button on your way out if you haven't already. Share. If you know anybody that likes good vibes, tell them to holler at your boy Mike Sports Vibes Ballin'. Salute to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. And as always, God bless and have a wonderful day. Peace. Mikey, you are exactly right. Welcome, brains. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Toxic energy. Facts, bro. All right, y'all.